Yo, 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 happy day, happy day. This your bro, True Jew, tapping in with y'all. Look, I was checking the comments of that last video I did about Beyonce and the Red Horse of Revelation, and I saw a comment talking about the clones, all right, and that she was a clone, or at least that picture of her was of a clone, excuse me, y'all, was of her being cloned. So that struck a chord with me. Um, I want to talk about these clones. That's why I named this video The Real Star Wars and the Attack of the Clones. All right, the clones is real, okay? And I also noticed in the comment sections of my videos lately that there's been quite a few people who are concerned about what's going on and they want solutions. Now, you know me, I'm not no fear monger. I don't like to get into none of that fear mongering stuff, false evidence appearing real, especially without providing no solutions for us to move forward in. Look, I want to get straight into the word real quick. Romans chapter 8, starting at verse 18. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. We know that the whole creation has been groaning, as in the pains of childbirth, right up to this present time. Not only so, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we were saved, but hope that is seen is no hope at all. Who hopes for what they already have? All right? But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. That's why I like to say the true definition of being patient is waiting without complaining. And that's another key word right there when we think about salvation and how salvation by these modern day preachers and pastors, they tell, let me put my hands on you, now you saved. Well, if we save, what are we hoping for? See, we hoping for salvation. Okay, salvation hasn't been received yet, but we have been called to the election of salvation. We have been put on layaway. Okay, we've been put on layaway. Okay, and when the Most High Mama and Papa send that Yahshua, their son, that conquered all of that death to show us how to do it back into this realm, that's when that layaway ticket is going to be presented to the cashier. And all of those who've been set aside and who've been elected for salvation will receive it. Let's continue. In the same way, verse 26, in the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit herself intercedes for us through wordless groans. And he who searches our hearts knows the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for God's people in accordance with the will of God. And we know that in all good things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. For those God foreknew, he also predestined. There goes that election, okay? To be conformed to the image of his son, being woke up to who we truly are in these divine spiritual beings that we truly are in these divine avatars. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified. So that's part of the solution, y'all. Everything that's going on right now is definitely a problem in the land for the most part. There's a lot of groaning. It's a lot of angst in the land because many people whose eyes are being opened are seeing the trouble that's taking place in the land. I'm wondering what's really going on. That young one who left a comment in that Beyonce video thread, um, they mentioned clones. Okay, so what I want to do is talk about these clones and why the clones is even prevalent right now. Why is the clones even popping up? Well, because many of those who have sold their soul, listen to me now, y'all. See, the thing about True Jew is I got to hit y'all with the real. I'm not going to be sugarcoating nothing, but I'm going to release things in a very timely manner. As things are put on my mind to share with y'all, I will share them with you. It's going to be like little crumbs along the way, but I'm always going to keep it funky with you. I'm always going to keep it real. I just don't want to hit y'all over the head with too much, all right? Now listen, these clones are a real deal thing, but what is the significance of these clones? Well, first and foremost, you got to see those of us whose eyes are open definitely recognize something is going on right now. We definitely know something ain't how it should be, right? Just like was said in Romans chapter 8, as we go down. For the creation was subject to frustration. Okay? We've been all subject to frustration, those of us whose eyes have been opened. Why? Because this era, this time, this point in history is being stopped, it's being concluded, and we're being primed and conditioned to receive the new system, the new kingdom, the new form of history, or the future history that's to come. Now, what's up with the clones? Okay. Now, I believe that individual who left that comment on the Beyonce Revelation video was inspired to do so because they noticed something was up. They was like, hey, that ain't the real Beyonce. I don't think that's the real Beyonce. That's a clone. And to which I'm saying, bravo. Now, where is the real Beyonce? Is the real Beyonce gone? Is she passed away? Where is the real Beyonce? Well, we talking about these clones. Every celebrity and every politician, every high-ranking individual who have sold their soul to the devil, every high-ranking individual or high-ranking celebrity who has involved themselves with the warlock and witch element of this realm that we live in, who has done the work of the wicked one while they were here in these avatar bodies, those ones have begun to migrate underground, y'all. Yes, see, you have these structures underground, deep underground, minimum 2 miles underground, as far as 88 to 100 miles. Yes, I'm telling y'all what's up. These underground facilities are called DUMBs, deep underground military bases. There are many spread out strategically all throughout the land in order for those in wicked high places who are still in the physical realm to migrate down into during this great siege that we see taking place today. Now, many of them haven't been killed off like we see in the news. Okay, some of them agreed to making it look like they've been killed off so that they can harvest that energy for themselves and so that their catalogs and their body of work can then translate into the financial means that they will need to continue their sustainability underground because it's not cheap to go underground. Everything got a price on it, especially in this physical realm as being controlled by the wicked one. Now, for the celebrities that don't want to uh, be seen as though they've been killed off, this is where the clones come in. Okay? The clones buy the celebrities time to go underground, situate themselves in the deep underground military bases while saving face above ground. These clones allow the celebrities to make public appearances, to still do the random music video every day, or in Beyonce's case, to be able to release these photographs and these images that would make her appear to still be in the public eye, while the real Beyonce is underground, getting her family and her life situated underground in preparation of the wrath of the Most High to come. Okay, now Beyonce's not the only one. How do we know that she's getting ready or has already made this migration? Well, if you follow music like I do and you pay close attention to the business side of things, once again, I've spoken on this before. You'll notice that many of the top ranking music artists are selling off their catalogs. Why in the world are they selling their catalogs if they multi-platinum artists? If they got all this platinum revenue coming in, they doing shows and tours all the time. Why ain't they doing tours no more? Well, because they got the call. And they said the call said they got to go underground because wormwood is coming. That great star is about to fall out the sky. The wrath of the Most High is coming. So they got to go and run. In the meantime, they are going to be replaced on the surface level by these clones, these symbiotic clones, okay? Some of them are symbiotic robots. Some of them are symbiotic avatars. Some of them are cloned avatars, biological, built from biological proteins. And I'm about to touch on that. The other reason these clones have been created is because many of our brothers and sisters in arms, many of our brothers and sisters who are in the military, will not stand for the call from up top for them to attack their own siblings, their own mama, their own papa, their own aunties, uncles, cousins, grandparents, when that call comes. So the world shadow government has to have a plan A, okay, behind the scenes that actually looks like a plan B in front of the scenes. What do I mean by that? Well, plan A in front of the scenes looks like the military complex. Trillions of dollars being spent on the military daily to produce new weapons and new forms of warfare. That's what it looks like to us who aren't awakened. But to those behind the scenes, their plan A is truly the clones, the symbiotic avatars that will be operated and controlled by the demonic energy that is being brought in through devices and through businesses, through systems that are created by companies like D-Wave, IBM, Google, and CERN. Okay? Now, CERN has the particle accelerator. Y'all need to follow me on this. Look at you, Jew, man. I'm not here to mess with y'all. I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm only here to bring light and shed light on what's really going on. And it's up to y'all to make the proper due diligence so that you can check what I'm saying to be true or not. Look, CERN has what we call the particle accelerator. They also are the owners of a hadron collider, the largest hadron collider, okay, that's on Earth right now. Now, this hadron collider is a particle accelerator that basically takes a particle from this side of the system and a particle from this side of the system, whams it together at a high frequency around a 27 kilometer long ring, okay, that's in the ground, deep in the ground. And that hadron collider sends those particles at an accelerated rate toward each other till they crash. Once they crash, what happens is they form a vortex, or they form an interdimensional portal that allows these low frequency demonic entities to come through the portal and then be on this realm, within this realm. Now, so that they don't waste this energy once these demonic entities come through, because many of these demonic entities are invisible to the naked eye. You have to have a different frequency set within your mind, or not with your mind, excuse me, with your eyes, that allows you to see these entities. That's why some of us, we see things at the corner of our eyes when we're looking, and then we look and it's not there anymore. That's because the veil is thinning, okay? The veil is thinning, y'all. I want to give you a quick example of what I'm talking about. When you have a radio and you have a broadband radio, let's focus on the FM channel. All at once, every single channel is playing. Every single song, every single commercial, every single advertisement. It's all playing at the same exact time. The broadband frequency, that's why it's called broad. It's on at the same time. It's only until you turn that dial to focus in on a specific frequency that you hear what the radio is playing at any given time. If you had the ability to tune into all frequencies at once, let's say you take many radios and line them up, and each radio is tuned to a different frequency, you will see the proof that all frequencies are accessible at the same time. Okay? Now, there are occasions when you have that frequency in the middle, or the knob in the middle of one frequency, and as you roll past a certain area, a certain region, those frequencies will begin to merge. Then you'll hear Spanish music playing at the same time as hip hop music. You'll hear country music playing at the same time as orchestra music. That's another proof that frequencies are all here with us at the same time. And just like broadband radio, what the Hadron Collider does is it closes and merges frequencies to the point where interdimensional portals are open, and entities from a frequency right next to ours, very close. I'm talking about thinly close. They're right next to us. There are frequencies all around me right now. Once those frequencies are merged together through the technology of the Hadron Collider, for instance, entities can jump from one frequency into another, but they need bodies to do so. This is why we must never sell our souls, y'all, because when you sell your soul and you give over your divine avatar to an entity that tricked you out of your avatar. They will take your avatar over because they are invisible. They will push your energy in the divine spirit and the divine soul to the side, and they will take over your house. They will take over your tent. They will take over your temple. These are all code words for avatar body. I need y'all to hear me. Now, many people are waking up and they will never sell their soul to no entity, to nothing. They want to keep their bodies. They want to keep their houses, right? Well, if the wicked one knows this, and the wicked one also knows that the military men and women of the world will not fall for that deception that said, go kill your mama, go kill your father, go kill your siblings when that call comes. So the wicked one had to create symbiotic robotics and symbiotic bodies that will be able to house its children, the demons, the devils, the wicked entities, the low vibratory entities that are coming through these portals. Now, CERN isn't the only one creating these portals. You also have companies like Google, IBM, and D-Wave who are creating these portals. And let me touch on D-Wave for a second. You can fact check all of this. D-Wave is probably one of the first companies to go public, if not the first, with quantum computing. Okay, now with quantum computing, you have a series of what is called qubits. Now these qubits, kind of like the qubit of the Bible, right? Why did they name it a qubit? Well, these qubits, what they do is they are massive processors. They allow massive forms of quantum energy to be stored on them. Now, quantum processing speeds up certain computing, which allows certain figures that a normal computer would like to process cannot process. So they created what's called quantum computing. Now, D-Wave has partnered with companies like Men 10 AI. Men 10 AI. Now, we know AI is artificial intelligence, men is man, and 10 is the number of new beginnings. Okay? The closing of one chapter and the beginning of a new. These people are so sick that they actually feel and believe that their technology that is demonic and low vibratory, low frequency is going to take over this realm. They really believe they're going to win this thing. Now, the final war or the final battle in this spiritual war, we all know, is Armageddon. This is another reason that they need the clones. Now, these clones, once again, are going to be housing demonic energy, entities. That will be what is controlling these symbiotic bodies. Now, D-Wave is another company, back to D-Wave. D-Wave is a company that is using their quantum computing technology, their quantum processors, to harvest and bring in all of the demonic energy that CERN's Large Hadron Collider is not able to facilitate. So they're in conjunction working together, okay? Men 10, who has been in the process of working with D-Wave technology in order to create new proteins. Now, we know proteins are the building blocks of life. Proteins contain the chains of amino acids that then build these proteins to create new blocks of life, new building blocks of life. They are using these proteins to create the symbiotic bodies or avatars that the wicked demonic energy coming through the portals after these frequencies have been merged into ours to house that energy into the avatar or the clone. Now, that's how these clones are being able to operate. So when we see the Beyonce clones, or we see the Jay-Z clones, or we see the Bill Gates clones, or we see the Obama clones, and we see all these clones running around, they're not fake. But that doesn't necessarily mean the one who they were cloned after is dead and gone. All that is a sign for to those who are awakened is that, yes, the time is coming when they've gotten the call to go deep underground and begin hiding out. Okay, now I touched on the radio frequency example for y'all so you could get a better idea of what it really means to be amongst many frequencies at once. And I use that as a proof so that what True Jew's saying don't be construed as being some pseudoscience. Okay, now I touched on Men 10 AI and I touched on quantum computing. Now, the last thing I'm going to touch on is the Battle of Armageddon. Okay, the Battle of Armageddon is going to be all of the chosen ones. The chosen ones, meaning the children of the Most High, Mama and Papa, who are here in these physical avatars. The books of Esdras talk about the men of the Most High being awakened fully in their mind, DNA being activated fully. Our bodies, our fleshly bodies being strengthened like we've never seen before. So much so to the point where bullets will not stab us. Knives will not be able to cut through us. Bullets won't puncture us. We'll be running super fast, super speed. Okay, we'll be able to jump and leap tall buildings just like Superman because we will be Superman. And that is another reason why these clones had to be created, because the wicked one knows that it will not stand a chance, even though it's lied and deceived itself into thinking that it will win. It still has to have the ability and the fortitude within it to complete the battle, to complete the fight. And what's a fight without a good opponent, y'all? So this is why the clones are important. They will be housing the demonic energy that will be fighting the men of the Most High, Mama and Papa, in the final battle of Armageddon. So listen, it ain't nothing to worry about. Let me read one more word to you. Shall trouble or hardship or persecution or famine or nakedness or danger or sword, as it is written, for your sake we face death all day long. We are considered as sheep to be slaughtered. No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Yahshua, our Lord, our Master. Now, what is the emphasis and the basis of that last verse I had to read? Look, y'all, it ain't nothing to be afraid of, because when you know the past, you know what the present is. And when you know what the present is with your eyes wide open, you know what type of future we're going to be living in. It ain't nothing to be afraid of. It's all about preparation, like I asked you to do. Begin to prepare yourself with daily prayer. Establish your prayer life. Establish your alms giving. That means charity. Look for the ones who look for you. Don't turn your eye, a blind eye, to anyone who reaches out to you. Keep your heart warm. Don't allow your heart to get cold out here. Stand strong and know that you are a child of the Most High, especially if you're watching this channel and you resonate with what I'm talking about. You a child of the light just like I. I'm not going to sit up here and be scared, because scared man can't win. Scared man not going to win. Look, it's your bro Choo Choo tapping in with you the only way I know how, giving you that truth raw and uncut. You know I love you to life always. Most High Mama and Papa willing, they've been willing to keep on these videos coming to y'all, and they're going to keep on be willing to give these videos to y'all as long as they will through me. Look, I love you to life always, and until next time, gone.